Alright, what is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, back in here on PlayStation Source, and we did get a brand new trailer yesterday that involves the shaping the story of God of War Ragnarok. So we did get some information about the game's development in terms of working on it during a pandemic and different stuff like that we go over on Road to Ragnarok episode 3, which will be up tomorrow. Definitely go check out that on podcast services and on this channel as well. But I want to go over some of the brand new gameplay footage that we got here in this trailer. There's about 50 seconds of brand new, never before seen God of War Ragnarok footage that I found some really cool stuff here that y'all definitely want to look out for here in this video. So without further ado, let's get straight into the breakdown. First up, we see Atreus and Kratos walking towards the realm travel room that's on the bridge in Midgard on the Lake of Nine, and they're walking from the Vanaheim Tower, right? So nothing too crazy to report here on this shot other than just we see Fimbulwinter definitely taking its toll here in the Lake of Nine. It's frozen over, there's snow everywhere. But one thing I do want to take note of is that on the top of the realm travel room, we see Tyr's statue that's a little bit damaged and beat up, and we will get to that and double back to that in a later shot in the trailer that I think definitely connects some dots here, and we could probably guess on how this damage is caused to this statue. Next up, we see Atreus visibly shooken up as Kratos consoles him. I think Atreus says here either "and you" or "are you," and judging by Kratos not having the Blades of Chaos and Mimir, Atreus could be saying this to Kratos because maybe Kratos comes back from just fighting Thor, because in the clips that we've seen of Kratos and Thor fighting so far in the trailers, he does not have the Blades of Chaos or Mimir in any of those scenes whatsoever. So it could be a notion of Kratos coming back into the home and saying, "Atreus, are you okay?" And then Atreus replying saying, "Are you?" or "and you," or something like that. Once again, it's kind of hard to read his lips here. But one thing I do want to put into everyone's mind here watching this video is that Atreus also looks pretty scared. Granted, Thor just pulled up and just fought his dad, so that could definitely leave him in a shock. I definitely could see that, right? However, what if there's a deeper meaning to this in terms of Atreus being shocked because he had just had a conversation with Odin while Kratos was fighting Thor, right? This could be the start of Odin starting to put in those seeds of manipulation, and maybe this is what Atreus is holding from Kratos in the trailer that we see in this clip from the story trailer.
What is it you will not tell me?
I can't talk about it, but I just need you to trust me.
I just feel like this will be probably plausible because maybe Odin tells something to Atreus that Atreus feels that Kratos is not ready to hear yet or wouldn't understand yet or comprehend yet and stuff like that. And obviously in God of War 2018, Atreus is definitely the one that knows a lot more about this realm than Kratos does. And so maybe it's something like that. What do you think in the comments below? What are your thoughts on this scene? Do you think I'm on point? What are your thoughts? Next up, we see a quick shot of a continuation shot that we've seen before where Kratos is by like a campfire in a cave and Atreus comes in with a deer and all that, and this continuation adds more context to what Kratos is doing where he is like making arrows, it looks like, for Atreus himself. So maybe these are a different arrow type that we'll get in Ragnarok. Maybe these seem to be more of like a steel reinforced type of arrow, so maybe these hit harder, maybe these have penetration or some sort of ability like that. We will see when the full game comes out, but these could be different arrow types that Atreus will use throughout Ragnarok. Next, we get another shot at the Lake of Nine frozen over, as well as overlooking the two towers of Helheim and Alfheim. We also see this statue head with fire in it, and huge thanks to the Reddit user that helped me identify this on Reddit called Manipflix. That's a good name. It's a good name. Manipflix. He pointed out that this is the head of the Tyr statue on top of the travel realm room, and is also the statue that instructs us to throw the Leviathan axe in the Lake of Nine to call the world serpent in God of War 2018. So this could mean that this statue is damaged in that Kratos and Thor fight, which I think would be pretty wild, honestly. I think that might be what we're seeing here. You know, I think maybe Thor or Kratos accidentally, or maybe on purpose, you know, maybe they ended up just having this statue be in the line of damage here during their fight. One other detail about this statue is that we can see a flame coming from the statue head itself, where this could mean some sort of like everlasting flame that happens, because we also see that same exact flame in God of War 2018 as well when we see this statue. Or it would be really cool if Brocket's Injury posted up shop here and they are available for upgrades for us to upgrade our Leviathan axe and our Blades of Chaos, but it probably is just a flame maybe maybe, you know, probably not Brock and Sindri, but just in case, figured I'd mention it. So this next one definitely got my mind racing here. So we see Atreus opened up another wooden lore carving type of pantry, however you want to call it, that depicts Skoll and Hati chasing the moon and sun, which when they consume the moon and sun in Norse myth, Ragnarok has officially begun. We've gone over that a few times on the channel here, although those with a keen eye like myself may be able to recognize that this wooden lore carving pantry is the exact same one that we find in the beginning of God of War 2018. It is the first one that we find in the game, and it is so crazy to see it again here in Ragnarok, and why they could be having a second look at it definitely has some questions here. Is it that they are looking to make sense of what's happening in the realm? Is Atreus explaining to Kratos what Ragnarok is and how Skoll and Hati are a part of Ragnarok? Or could this be Atreus explaining to Kratos why they need Skoll and Hati to be able to consume the moon and sun to begin Ragnarok for some reason or something like that? Because we do see in trailers like the story trailer, Skoll and Hati do indeed chase the sun, and Atreus and Kratos are there, and they kind of like seemingly start it, right? So very interesting stuff here. They are going back to that same exact wooden carving lore type of pantry thing, and it's going to be very cool to see that in God of War Ragnarok. And this next shot here just absolutely just killed me, like really bad here. Okay, so we see Kratos reaching out for the Light of Alfheim, and if you guys don't know the significance of this, that is where in 2018 Kratos goes into the Light of Alfheim. He hears his late wife Faye, aka Atreus' mother Faye, and judging by the looks of this trailer, it looks like Kratos wants to go back, wants to hear her voice one more time and everything. And we do have clues here in certain trailers and shots where Kratos is making those arrows for Atreus by the fire and everything. We see that he is still holding Faye's pouch that he kept her ashes in throughout all of God of War 2018. So clearly here we see Kratos is definitely mourning the events of God of War 2018 and is still mourning and hurting for Faye and her death. But then we see Atreus hold him back, and what I think he says here is, I think he says it's not real, which is absolutely just pain, man. Like we see Atreus holding his father back, trying to hold him from the light again, because last time also when Kratos was in the Light of Alfheim, he was there for a very long time and left Atreus exposed. And so leaving Atreus exposed in a, you know, climate right now where we have Odin hunting them, we have Thor hunting them, we have Freya hunting them, it's probably not going to be a good idea to leave Atreus out on his own. But man, it just hurts to see him say, you know, it's not real. Like, you know, Faye isn't there. You know, Faye is dead, and that is just an illusion, that just something that you hear in the Light of Alfheim. It is absolutely heartbreaking, and you can tell this scene is going to go crazy in God of War Ragnarok. Next up, we see Kratos, Atreus, Tyr, and Mimir on what appears to be Alfheim, and they're looking at this like light kind of flicker, kind of going on and off and stuff like that. So this could be them coming back to Alfheim to reunite the elves for some sort of purpose, or they're just back on Alfheim for just some whatever reason. But if we are going on the line that I think that they are going to unite the elves on Alfheim, the light and dark elves, this could be them figuring out that they need Freyr to unite the elves, because there was a collectible here called In Search of Freyr where the light elves are trying to find him at the end of the God of War 2018, because he is the only one that can truly unite the elves of Alfheim and bring about peace to Alfheim itself. And so this is where I go into perhaps they could be going to Vanaheim, and this is where they get the tip to go to Vanaheim because they think that he is either in Vanaheim or in Asgard. So I think that we will end up going to Vanaheim, and like I said before in my story trailer breakdown, definitely go check that video if you have not seen it. There's a ton of more details about this as well, but long story short, in the story trailer we see Kratos running with someone on his back in the story trailer. So my assumption is that that is Freyr. He was in captivity on Vanaheim. Kratos goes in to save him so that he can unite the elves of Anaheim. However, with the tentacles and all of the different, you know, vegetation and plants going after Kratos while he has Freyr on his back, I think that is Freya, because Freyr is Freya's brother, and Freya does not want Kratos anywhere near another family member that she has. And so definitely this could be what we are seeing here, just a step that where they go to Alfheim, they notice that the light isn't fully there or something like that, they need the elves to unite, they go to Vanaheim, rescue Freyr, bring him back. I think that's what we are seeing here. And lastly here we see this really great shot of Kratos Kratos just putting his hand around Atreus' back and everything. And it's really cool to see Kratos like physically embrace Atreus, because as we know in God of War 2018, he is someone that definitely does not do that and definitely shied away from that a lot in God of War 2018. So just seeing how they came around to that, and they are more of a bond and more of a family unit here in Ragnarok, and it is great to see. And we'll see how they will be tested here with the elements that come into play when Ragnarok is at their doorstep. And that is all of the details I found in the brand new footage here from the Shaping the Story trailer. But down below, guys, what did I miss? Did you guys find something that I didn't? Do you have another theory? Let me know all your thoughts down below in that comment section. And make sure also while you are down there to not miss our Twitter, our description, and of course our anchor link, that way you can listen to our long form content and podcast format. Those of course being Road to Ragnarok is the main Road to series right now. We're doing it with my boy Kyle Stevenson from PS Trophy Room. As I said before, episode 3 will go into some of the more development things that we learned about from God of War Ragnarok's development, that we learned about in the Shaping the Story trailer. Then we can check out episode 3 being posted tomorrow on YouTube and podcast services of your choosing. And by the way, just in case you perhaps want to win God of War Ragnarok in some sort of giveaway, right? You might want to check out episode 3 of Road to Ragnarok tomorrow. I'll just throw you all a little bit of a heads up there that there could be some sort of giveaway that we're doing here in collaboration with Road to Ragnarok. Let me know if you enjoyed it, as well as hit subscribe to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.